So Jermaine O'Neal, the youngster, Sam Perkins, we told you about the veteran, still going strong in the NBA. And it will be another veteran, Reggie Miller.
What kind of pressure can he put defensively on either Jalen Rose and Reggie Miller, starting off first on Jalen Rose?
Now Perkins with a...
Well, the key is going to be Doug Christie, really just what...
Long too. And one thing about the Indiana Pacers, as that ball hit the top of the backboard, and now they're going to have a discussion. Bennett Salvador blew the whistle before the ball went in, and now they have a discussion on whether that ball did hit the shot clock.
Yeah,
I believe it did.
I believe it did, and that's why that's why the Kings will get the ball. Had it not hit the shot clock, Isaiah doesn't quite agree. Doesn't really make a lot of difference, but here, right there, it looks like on that first bounce, it looked like it caught the edge of the shot clock. And
all right, so Sacramento's first possession. Devons, too hard off the window. Weber! Oh, look at the block there. Weber again, 2-0. Jermaine O'Neal, he is a dandy of a shot blocker. We'll see a lot of shots contested tonight from down low. You know, we talked about the Pacers. They have really struggled offensively. The last 4 games averaging only 83 points a contest and shooting just 41% from the floor.
Well, they are really a perimeter team for the most part and a half-court team. So if you're not making your shots, as we just saw Sam Perkins knock one down, if you're not making your perimeter shots on a consistent basis, you're not going to put up any kind of numbers at all. But it's also true they've got 5 good perimeter shooters.
Jerry, what about the matchup at the guards? And we'll talk more about it, especially when the Kings go on defense, with Jason Williams starting out on Reggie Miller and Doug Christie guarding Jalen Rose. 5 on the clock. Divac has to shoot with the shot clock winding down, and it won't go.
Well, it's one of those matchups I really like. It shows a lot of courage on Rick Adelman's part, but he feels like putting Doug Christie on Rose will put a lot of pressure on Rose handling the ball. And then Reggie Miller is so good coming off screens and moving without the ball. Jason Williams certainly is quick enough to stay with him in those areas.
Oh, look at Divac. He had the green light, and he went for it.
Well, and nobody from the Pacers got back to fill the paint, protect the basket. Vlade Divac saw that, being the veteran that he is, took it right to the rack.
Now, that will be his easiest basket of the night in all likelihood.
Maybe the easiest of his career.
Now O'Neal, who came over from Portland, and he hits. Jerry, what about Jermaine O'Neal's development?
Well, he's just coming on leaps and bounds. Does have tremendous potential. Learning a position now, getting the minutes, getting better. As you go through the season, a couple years, you'll know what level player he's going to be, but it's probably going to be very high.
Boy, you don't see that very often. Chris Webber was not ready for that pass, and it kind of fooled him as Rose banks it home. You don't see Chris Webber standing flat-footed very often in the paint. That time he did, and it cost the Kings a turnover.
Yeah, and usually Chris is one of those guys, even if he's fooled, he's able to catch it. That time just wasn't quite ready.
Christie, good look from 20. And the Kings start off just 2 of 6 from the floor. Miller, a 3. That is not good news, because Reggie Miller, in the last 4 games, shooting just 20% from beyond the arc. You do not want to see him get hot if you're a Kings fan. Oh, Weber with the mop up.
Oh, boy. Yippity-yahoo. I mean, Chris Webber just went over a couple of guys and threw that one down. Jason Williams really put the pressure on Reggie Miller by taking the ball to the basket and beating him in there, even though he didn't finish.
Miller off the curl, freeze, fires, and this one not there. Miller, after hitting the 3, tried to answer right back, could not. Jason with the pull-up way off the mark. And it will go back to Indiana.
Well, we're going to take a good look at this Chris Webber follow. Here's Jason Williams getting on the basket, missed it, but here's Chris Webber, just great timing, just going up through 2 Pacers, throwing it down. But this will be an interesting matchup with Reggie Miller and Jason Williams, because Reggie doesn't post up much. He really is a perimeter guy. And Jason certainly has a quickness to stay with him.
Oh, O'Neal with the gorgeous 360 spin on Vlade Divac. Wow.
Now, it might be said Vlade Divac doesn't have the quickness to stay with Jermaine O'Neal, because, boy, was that quick. That looked like a guard making that move. And he's 6'11".
And an early 5-point lead for Indiana. And the foul will send Chris Webber to the free throw line for 2. It's on Jermaine O'Neal, his first.
Now watch Jermaine O'Neal getting the ball against Vlade Divac. A little quick spin move, 6'11". If you didn't know he's 6'11", you think he's about a 6'4" guard. Now here's Chris Webber giving it back to Jermaine O'Neal, just going up through, drawing the foul.
Boy, you're right about O'Neal. That was something else. The free throw situation for Chris Webber. And you can send Chris to the All-Star game, and all you have to do is get to Kings.com and vote for the Kings, and particularly Chris Webber, right from the comfort of your home or office. Voting ends on Sunday, the 14th of January, so place your vote today.
Well, Jermaine O'Neal was the second best high school player in the nation when he came out. Of course, the first best was a guy named Kobe Bryant, who's done fairly well.
Yeah, the 11-7 Indiana lead.
Since he's probably the best player in the world right now.
And the foul on Sacramento. Boy, the other night in the Lakers game against Utah, he just flat out took the game over.
Yeah, he made 3 or 4 plays that, you know, you just, other than Michael Jordan, I don't think everybody's seen anybody make, and he made him in about a 2-minute span. Just spectacular.
Indiana with an 11-7 lead. A tough stretch for the Pacers. This is their 14th road game in their last 22 contests. So they have had the suitcases packed, and this is a middle of a long road trip. Game 3 of a 6-game trip. And O'Neal showing it all here in the first quarter, Jerry.
Boy, that's just a beautiful move. Just a little spin, half hook over the top, like you say, showing a little bit of everything. But this Pacer team, once they get through this road trip, they're going to grow up a lot.
Jermaine O'Neal has 6. He's made all 3 of his shots. Peja has not touched the ball yet until now. And there's McKee with the defense. McKee's done a nice job on Peja Stojakovic here in the opening minutes. And Perkins is fouled by Doug Christie, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Now here's another look at Jermaine O'Neal, just getting the ball in the post, and it's just turned right into the lane. Look at it as he goes up over the top, extends fully, gets that full 6'11" frame out there, makes the hoop. So you're seeing some of what people got to look forward to for about 12 years. Just starting to develop.
Indiana off to a very good start here. They are shooting 66%. Perkins makes it a 7-point lead.
Isaiah, certainly, I've watched a lot of their games, and very patient. You know, I think he realizes this is a team that's emerging, and it's going to take a little while. So he's showing a lot of patience, as well as leadership.
8-point lead. Divac. And now the Kings will look to set up the offense. Webber. And he hits Chris Webber. Chris Webber with 7 points. And he has really been the man offensively for Sacramento as they're down 6.
Yeah, the Kings really need to establish they can stop the Pacers. Really haven't done that yet.
Rose on the angle. Offensive rebound, O'Neal.
Jermaine O'Neal just quicker to the ball than was Chris Webber on that play.
And Jalen Rose, who has not made a 3-pointer on this road trip. He is now 0 of 12 from 3-point land on this road trip.
I think playing point guard hurts that for him because he has to play off the dribble so much. Much better spot shooter.
Well, Divac's careless with the basketball, and now Rose, his pass was as bad as the other one at the other end of the court. Oh, that was almost over and back. Christie to Williams on a lazy pass. Webber, look out below.
Well, just an absolute gorgeous feed from Jay Will. Brings 2 Pacer defenders to him and a little loopity-loop to see Webb.
Jalen Rose, though, with a very careless pass that was picked off easily. And now Jason Williams with a bump foul on Reggie Miller. That stops the clock. Timeout.
They're terrific guys, boy. I tell you, that practice facility is just absolutely
gorgeous. It is truly incredible. And Jason Williams fouled again. Travis Best has checked in for the Indiana Pacers. Jason Williams out there with Christie, Stojakovic, Divac, and Webber.
And with Travis Best on the floor, then you'll see Jalen Rose really go to the 2-guard position. That's why it makes him so good. When Travis comes in, he goes to the 2. Obviously, he can play some small forward when Derek McKee goes out. So that's one of the reasons he's one of the premier players in the league.
Well, Jason 0 of 3 from the floor, but he makes both his free throws, and it's a 2-point game. Also in, Terry Mills, who has the ball now. He's out there with McKee, O'Neal, Rose, and Best.
And Terry Mills, great outside shooter, as we see right there. I mean, that's the one thing he does is spot shoot, much like Sam Perkins. While he needs to get up on him, I don't think Terry Mills has made a driving shot in the last 10 years, maybe never.
Oh, Webber got O'Neal to lead us. Oh! Chris Webber with authority! If you didn't like that, you don't like NBA basketball.
Now watch his move. Chris Webber, a little ball fake, gets Jermaine O'Neal putting his feet forward, off balance. That's all Chris Webber needs. Just a little bit of off-balance defense. Goes by Jermaine O'Neal, throws it down, and tells Jermaine, now the difference between a potential superstar and a superstar is just what happened.
Well, I'll tell you, as Webber misses Stojakovic. Webber! Oh, boy. Chris Webber has 16 here in the first quarter, and we're tied at 22.
C-Webb is playing the game and just allowing others to join in occasionally. What a dominant performance.
And O'Neal picked up a second foul on that first sequence. Rose, he was fouled by Christie, and the basket counts. Jalen Rose has given Indiana the lead back. Vlade Divac hurt his wrist, it looks like. Vlade away from us in a lot of discomfort. Fingers, hand, you can see trying to shake it off.
It could, yeah, it looks like he jammed it somewhere. Here comes Scott Pollard into the game. Definitely Vlade's in some pain. See if we can see. A little bit hard to see exactly where how he did it, but it looks like he definitely jammed it. No question, he's in some pain. Of course, Scott Pollard right there. Probably try to get some ice on that wrist right away. Pete Youngman, trainer, looking at him.
And Webber pulls down the miss. So it stays 24-22 as you look at the, looks like the thumb area on Vlade Divac. Chris Webber, how about a double-double in the first quarter? Not too bad.
Not too bad.
That time he rushed it, and the rebound by Jalen Rose.
Yeah, pass right there. That's just a perfect shot for Chris. As you say, he rushed it a little bit.
O'Neal wants the ball to work, and Webber poked it away. Stojakovic. The trailer is Webber from 15. Well set up, but Chris misses the 15-footer.
Yeah, that's here again another very easy shot. Chris might have went ahead and kicked that ball over to Page, who had even an easier shot.
Mills. Boy, almost fell down driving to the basket.
I was going to say, I mean, get up on him because that's not what he wants to do is drive.
Down to 45 seconds. Kings looking to tie. Christie. So Doug Christie 0 of 3 here in the opening quarter. Kings backcourt 0 of 6 combined from the field.
Great looks. Kings had 3 great looks. Boy, I'm still convinced Terry Mills. Is that Terry Mills or George Foreman?
Yeah. Boy, you're right about that.
It looks like George's twin.
Shot clock on your left. Game clock on your right. And it's thrown away, and the Kings will get an opportunity here at the end of the quarter.
Did look like George passing the ball that time.
Yeah, that's not a good play. And this will count if it goes. So the Kings do not execute well in the final 6 seconds. Crozier guarding Stojakovic. Now we'll set the lineup for the Indiana Pacers. They go with Al Harrington, Mills, Crozier, and Travis Best and Reggie Miller in the backcourt. A Mills 3, and it's good.
And Scott Pollard has got to remember that's what he does. Your tendency is to help back and all that, but when Terry Mills is out there, you've got to guard the perimeter shooter.
27-22. Webber now against the other youngster, Harrington. Webber not going to miss this one. He's got 18. So with a minute 10 into this second quarter, it's a three-point game. Now watch Reggie Miller going to the bottom of the screen. Watch the way they'll try to set up a screen. Now it's Best, and it's Chris Webber. Webber with yet another rebound, is 12th. Peja for the 20-footer. His second basket, he has 4.
Now Peja, as you can tell, is a lot more aggressive right now. And the reason for that is because often Crozier's guarding him.
Right.
Peja feels definitely like he can get his shots against Crozier easier than Derek McKee. Don't think there's any question that that's exactly true.
Oh, a careless turnover. And that'll allow Hido Turkoglu to come in for Sacramento, and Stojakovic will get his first breather.
Probably Paige would like to say, Coach Edelman, Austin Crocher's still out there. Let me stay out there a little while longer.
Yeah. 10 to shoot. And John Berry penetrating, and the foul is going to be on Indiana. You know why, Jerry? They called it an offense, and then Bennett Salvador realized the man was in that little dotted line area.
Now you see as John goes to the lane, now watch him drive, and you see Austin Crocher. You can't see his feet, but they're inside that hashed area. You see those little dotted marks, and you'll watch Austin Crocher step in there. See, he's still in there, and he's really not even set. So that's a block by any definition.
Well, folks, the Olympians are coming to Sacramento this summer. Yolanda Griffith and Ruthie Bolton Holyfield of the Monarchs will lead the Monarchs into what could be a championship year. You can call 916-928-3650 Monday to replace your deposit on Monarch season tickets. That's 928-3650. By the way, Vlade Divac has a bruised right thumb. He is expected to return. Goaltending, count the basket. And the Indiana Pacers retake the lead.
Here's Travis Best getting by Bobby Jackson, and after a good screen, there's Scott Pollard coming by just a little bit too late. Turns into a goaltend. Jackson.
And a rebound, Mills. Quick outlet Best, and numbers the other way. It's a 4-on-3. Oh, what a nice move by Best to draw the foul from John Berry. And Lawrence Funderburk in for Chris Webber, who sits with 18 points and 12 rebounds.
So here's Travis Best driving. You see John Berry coming by to help, but does get a little bit of the wrist and arm. Chris Webber sets down, look at those numbers, and gets a great hand, as he should.
I think he's got 12 rebounds, actually. And there's Best to make it 30-28.
Yeah, after that short stint the other night, Chris's stats took a severe beating. You know, his average dropped, both points, rebounds. I think he's going to try to make up for it here in the halftime.
Three-point Indiana lead with 9 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the half. JB, that time another block. Harrington on the foul. For Harrington, it's his first.
John Berry, very aggressive, feeling like he can drive the ball to the basket. Been able to do so and draw some fouls. Here's John Berry again coming off a Pollard screen, trying to turn the corner on Terry Mills. Here's Harrington stepping in late. You see no position established, and John Berry able to get to the line.
And he misses.
Isaiah Thomas questioning the call with Bennett Salvatore, and Bennett says, Isaiah, tell your guys to get there just a little quicker.
Does Isaiah ever get upset on the sideline?
Yeah, he does, but I tell you what, he couches it very well. You know, he picks a spot. I think he's a young coach, but he really handles it like a veteran.
31-29. And a hand check foul on Dracolu. And that will stop the clock. Mandatory timeout. 8 minutes and 59 seconds left. We're in the first half, and it's Indiana 31, Sacramento 29. Best, Miller, Mills, Harrington, Crozier. And Best with the angle pop, 33-29. Pollard posting. Good position on Mills, and it's a little bit short. He'll step to the free throw line. That's the fourth team foul already on Indiana. Mills with the foul, his second.
Yeah, Terry Mills really is known for his outside shooting. He's in there to shoot the ball. Not really concerned about defense.
Actually, that's the first foul on Mills, they say. So Scott Pollard will try to make it 33-31 if he can hit both. And he won't be able to do that. Hey, traffic jams, folks. Well, then don't miss Good Day Sacramento. Weekday mornings from 5:30 to 10. Tina McCua and Caltrans reporters will show you a better way to get to work. That's only on UPN 31. Vlade Divac, Pete Youngman putting a little bandage on that thumb.
See Isaiah Thomas going to Zonda Tabak into the lineup. Really, I think that's because he realized the Kings were looking to go to Scott Pollard at Terry Mills, so quick to react.
Three-point Indiana lead. Best, now they swing. Harrington. Rebound, Taba. Harrington. Boy, that's a bad-looking shot from 16 feet.
Yeah, shot 16 and went 18.
Hito for 3. Oh, look at that. John Barry gets hit right in the face from Bobby Jackson. We can laugh, but I know JB's not laughing.
Oh, no, I mean, he just caught a leather pie in the face. Boy, that...
I'll tell you, his teammates on the bench to my left, they are got all smiles.
Now, what's Bobby Jackson? He just has to throw the ball back in. Kabam! And their guys are saying, geez, he hit John, and that John's got a pretty good snoz on him there. That's a pretty fair target, you know, and he caught him right on the end of it.
Well, I'll tell you, we're laughing, but and the King's bench is really enjoying that, too.
No, John's, I mean, his eyes are red. They're teared up. I mean, look at those guys.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they love John, but they're having a good.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I feel kind of guilty, but I kind of laugh, too.
I know, exactly. You have to laugh. Miller. And that is Bobby Jackson.
Bobby Jackson going up the elevator to get the rebound.
Hito gets Crozier to leave his feet. Barry. And Pollard with a loose ball foul. And it will go to Indiana.
Boy, nice move, John Barry. I don't think he quite realized he'd gotten by all the defenders, flipped it up when he could have used the board.
7 minutes and 30 seconds left here in quarter number 2.
Well, Pacers playing very well. Certainly playing, sure Isaiah's happy with the game plan being executed very well.
And that's an illegal screen. Tabak, he'll get called for the block.
And that's one of the tough things. Reggie Miller is so great moving without the basketball, and he'll use screens maybe 2 times. So guys have to realize after you set it once, you have to stay there because he may use it again. That time Tabak moved on the second time.
Well, the Kings, Jerry, with just 30 points. With 7 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the half. Thunderberg. Nice spin by Lawrence, but he misses the shot badly. Kings shooting just 36%.
Yeah, that probably wasn't a good shot from Lawrence. Definitely under duress.
Had him shoulder fake by Harrington. Well, folks, the next time the Kings win at home, save your ticket stub. It's worth a free Carl's Jr. Western Bacon Cheeseburger with a large beverage purchase. Carl's Jr. Without us, some guys would starve. Thunderberg, and it counts. Lawrence Thunderberg, and a chance to make it 35-33.
Well, that's just great second effort by Lawrence Thunderberg. Bobby Jackson just really pushes the ball up the floor. Here you see Lawrence Thunderberg staying after it after a tip by Bobby Jackson and getting the finish. But Bobby just created this look, just really pushes the ball right into the teeth of the Pacer defense, and there's Lawrence Thunderberg staying after the live ball, getting the finish.
And he finishes it off. Jermaine O'Neal is checked in. O'Neal comes in, he's got 2 fouls, so we'll see if he can stay away from that 3rd foul before intermission. 6 minutes, 35 seconds left, second quarter.
Right now, you'd expect the Pacers to go to Austin Crozier, try Hito Turkoglu out, feeling that Crozier might have the advantage.
Miller gets the screen, and he's wide open. Oh, he gives it away to Crozier. And it won't go. Reggie passed up the 3 to get it down low to Crozier, and he almost made the basket for a chance at the 3-point play. It's the 2nd foul called on Scott Pollard.
Now here's a look. Here's what happened. John Barry and Hito Turkoglu both got confused. Hito switched out on Reggie Miller. John Barry stayed with Reggie Miller, and of course, if that happens, obviously somebody's open. That someone was Austin Crozier.
Well, Chris Webber's going to re-enter the ball game. Pollard checks out.
Immediately after that mix-up by Hito and John Barry goes to Hito and says, "Look, I'm going to stick with Reggie Miller. Don't switch out on him. I'll stick with him. You stay with your guy."
Indiana by 4. Thunderberg gets the step. And O'Neal is hurt down underneath the basket, and they'll call a timeout. Jermaine O'Neal, I'm not sure where he got hit, but the timeout called by Indiana.
And not the way they want to play.
Miller, Best out there with Harrington, Crozier, and O'Neal. Crozier against Okolu. Now the setup to Best for a corner three. And Harrington, look what I found. Miller thought about it. And now 4 opportunities for Indiana and a travel. Harrington lost his balance. Funderburk pushed him a little bit, and we'll go to Sacramento.
Yeah, Al Harrington definitely a little head shake and then got off balance. Looked like he got dizzy. He's kind of, but it's a travel any way you slice it.
3 turnovers for Indiana here in the second quarter. Jalen Rose will check in at the next whistle.
Interesting stat so far. Kings only 4 assists with 4 turnovers, which means clearly they're not getting any transition baskets.
Weber misses the jump hook, and O'Neal with his 5th rebound. And they're going to call Lawrence Funderburk. He was preventing Jermaine O'Neal from moving down low. Williams and Christie in for Jackson and Barry. So JB will go to the bench, and the guys will get on him a little bit. Probably not as much with the team down by 4.
I think one thing you're going to see now from the Indiana Pacers with Jalen Rose playing the 2 guard, Jalen Rose playing the 2 guard, or Reggie Miller playing 3, or vice versa. I mean, Travis Best playing the point. They're going to go for those guys' offense probably the rest of the half. That's maybe what Isaiah thinks his best offensive team is. Travis Best can score, but he'll run the point looking for Rose, Miller as wingmen.
So Jason will probably guard Best, Christie on Miller, and then would it be Tricolo on Rose, or what do you think the Kings are going to do here?
I kind of think that he'll put Doug Christie on Rose in this situation, and then Tricolo and Miller. But
okay,
but we'll see. It's a tough choice either way you go.
Well, the Indiana Pacers are up by 6. Nice setup to Funderburk, and it's a foul that will send Lawrence Funderburk to the free throw line, and Hito out, Peja Stojakovic in.
Well, the soap opera of who Hito was going to guard will be answered because Peja was taking the spot.
Well, you were talking about the versatility of a guy like Jalen Rose. I mean, he can play 1, he can play 2, he can play 3. And when you have a Best and you can have a Miller can play 3, he can play 2. I mean, they can mix and match alike.
They really can. I mean, certainly the Kings have a lot of versatility too, but their 2 best players really are Reggie Miller and Jalen Rose, and they're the most versatile players. So that's why they have a lot of potential to get better.
Kings are only 10 of 16 from the free throw line. And it's a 5-point game.
Fans getting a little restless here. They want to see the home team play a little better.
And Lawrence comes over and fouls O'Neal. Well, you saw the matchup. Christie was on Miller. Jason Williams was on Travis Best, and Peja on Rose. So O'Neal to the stripe with Indiana by 5.
Yeah, a lot of people might think that Rose Stojakovic, that would be a mismatch for Rose, and really it's not, because Peja Stojakovic is a very good defender, very underrated. Yep. And we saw him do an outstanding job on Abdur Rahim at Vancouver, for instance. I mean, he's a guy that everybody knows he can play offense, but he can play defense as well.
O'Neal, 60% free throw shooter, hits the first. He may be, I'm not sure, he may be bleeding a little bit. Yeah, he is.
Just on his fingertips, I think.
Isaiah saying, don't mess with my man's rhythm at the line. And now they'll have him exit because of blood. I'm not sure why Isaiah could possibly be talking with the official, because that's automatic. It's not even the official does not have a choice in the matter. When a player is bleeding, they must exit the ball game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know what Isaiah was saying, but I think he's certainly well aware of the rule.
Let's see if they can get Stojakovic going. Jerry, you made a very good point, though, about the Kings' assist, only 4 in 12 baskets. Weber, and it's out of bounds. It will be Sacramento ball.
Yeah, that's just not a Kings-like game, and the Kings really usually probably average 23, 24 assists a game, and but you haven't seen open court situations. You haven't seen hardly any penetration, and that's a lot. The credit has to go to Indiana, even though certainly the Kings could do a better job themselves.
Weber, good look from the side. Funderburk blocked, and they're going to call it a jump ball. Jump ball. Vlade Divac will come in now for Sacramento, but a jump ball. I think Vladdy's coming in for Lawrence, so we'll wait.
Looks like a good call. Here's Chris Webber with a good look at the basket, doesn't make it. Now here's Lawrence going high, gets a rebound, but you'll watch here, Crozier gets right on top of the ball, gets a good feel of it. I think that's a good call.
I thought Miller got away with a foul right on his arm there.
Yeah, actually Reggie Miller from the inside, as we saw the good look. It was a block by Crozier, but it was a foul by Miller, which I think the official called the jump first.
Sam Perkins in for Indiana.
Of course, the other reason for the low number of assists is guys are missing open shots. I mean, it's also true. We've seen Chris Webber have about 3 or 4. His last 3 or 4 shots have been just gimmies for him, but he hadn't hit them.
Funderburk and Crozier, and it's the Kings getting the tip. Well, after a hot first quarter, Chris Webber has cooled down considerably. He's now 8 of 15. And a foul before the penetration, although it won't matter because both teams are in the penalty. Vlade Divac now in for Lawrence Funderburk. First foul on Weber, Perkins to the line.
One thing we're seeing from the Pacers, they're keeping Chris Webber out, trying to keep him out on the floor now, giving him that 15-footer because he destroyed him going to the basket early. And so Chris really needs to knock a few of those down because they're just giving him those shots. They know they can't keep him from beating him off the dribble unless they do.
Perkins, now he wants to ask what the deal with the ball is. Now don't tell me that there was a little drop of blood on the floor and now he's got blood on the ball. Well, he saw something. They want him to come out and mop it up.
Yeah, it must be.
Boy, if you had this many stoppages in the National Hockey League for blood, your games would take 9 hours.
So I guess I did minimize it.
I agree with you. And we've had so much time now at the line that nobody realizes that Perkins has another free throw remaining. And the Indiana Pacers now, Jerry, have equaled their largest lead of this basketball game.
Yeah, really, the Kings just have not been able to get into a flow since about the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game.
Fans have not been on their feet once, so it's been that type of a ball game.
Yeah, Pacers have really come down in their half-court game and scored the ball, and that forces the Kings to come down and also play half-court.
And Divac with the tip. Vlade Divac, 43-36.
Really, that was set up because Chris Webber drove the ball to the basket. Another Pacer had to come over to help out, and when that did, it allowed Vlade Divac to get to the basket.
Crozier in and out from 3, but no rebounding except for Miller. Perkins. That's what you got to do with Sam Perkins. Don't let him shoot the 3.
Make him put the ball on the floor.
Kings got lucky there. Weber. Well, rebound, Divac. Vlade Divac. Back-to-back putbacks, and the Kings within 5.
Well, if C. Webb can keep missing 15-footers and Vlade Divac get the 1-foot finish, that may be the Kings' best offense right now.
And Isaiah Thomas sensing the momentum swing.
But just hasn't got it to go. And then I think really right now the Pacers are giving him those shots.
Miller has 8.
Reggie Miller, as good without the ball as anybody maybe it's ever played.
(45-38). Tabak back in. 6 to shoot for Divac. And a foul called, and Vlade will go to the line for 2. Well, everybody here waiting for one of those Kings explosions, where they go out and score 6, 8 in a row, but Indiana bottling them up, not letting them get out in transition and on the break, and Vlade Divac will go to the line trying to cut it to a 5-point lead. I'll be talking with Jeff Petrie at halftime. We'll have first half highlights and stats, and Coach will talk with Kings assistant coach John Wetzel. Well, Sacramento, 64% from the free throw line after that make by Vlade Divac. And Perkins back in for Taba.
Yeah, really what the Kings have to do is really get some stops in a row and rebound the basketball. When they have got stops, they haven't really gotten the ball back very well, and get out and run the ball up.
And another bad job at the line for the Kings. Just 1 of 2 pretty much every time to the stripe. Chris Webber, 2 of 5 from the line tonight. Vlade, 1 of 2. Pollard, 1 of 2. Funderburk's missed 1. Barry's missed 1. Clock malfunctioning, so there's been a lot of whistles in this first half, Jerry, that have really nothing to do with the game. We've had the blood, we've had the ball, we've had the mop up, we've had shots, we've had clock malfunctions, and it's really hurt the flow of the game.
Yeah, it's taken me out of my game. I'm not, it's not quite game ready right now.
Yeah.
I'm not got my A game, but I'll get into it as we go here. I'll get my A game going.
O'Neal, big first quarter. He's got 12 for the ball game. And that's an offensive foul. I like that call in the sense that he clearly used that elbow to kind of shield away Chris Webber. I think the replay will show. Watch the right elbow here, Jerry.
Yeah, now as he's fighting for position, he's using it there. Now he uses it again.
Good call.
Right there. Actually, he did it twice, but certainly the second time was very clear. Really, the reason he used it there because he doesn't have a good left hand. And as he grows up, he's got to understand, if you get in there, you have to have something besides your right hand. Had he had the left hand, he wouldn't have needed to do that.
Third foul. I'll tell you, Isaiah doesn't like the call, but I'll tell you, that's a very good call. The replay showed it.
Yeah, Isaiah, once he looks at tape, he'll say, yep, good call.
Divac. And it's wrestled away, and it will be Indiana basketball. 6-point Indiana lead, minute 50 left in the half. Boy, look at those numbers. It has just been horrendous.
Really has, and really King's not getting a lot of movement. You're seeing a lot of one pass and a shot, one pass and one-on-one kind of thing. That's really tough. Obviously, the Pacers, this is the tempo they love.
And 8-point Pacers lead. Kings playing a lot of one-on-one basketball, but that time it works.
Yeah, and like you say, it's certainly we've seen the team kind of become a one-on-one team here, and it's not the kind of a game that's going to likely win for you. You'll get some hoops out of it at times. You've got great passers on this team. That's why you need to pass it.
Best passes up to 3. Oh, good defense by Christie. And finally, the Kings in the open court. And what do? They turn it over.
Yeah, poor decision. Doug Christie really right on the basket, tries to find Chris Webber.
And that's a 5-point swing right there, Jerry.
Yeah, that's so crucial. When you're in the open floor, you simply, with the numbers, you need to score the ball. Certainly, if you're not going to score, you got to keep it so you don't get scored on the other end.
Divac, no. And a foul called underneath will be free throws for Indiana back at the other end. Doug Christie picks up the foul, his third.
Well, this Pacer team really, like I say, have got the game at their pace. They're doing the things they can do well for the most part. Really got the Kings out of their game, and of course shows on the scoreboard. And this is a dangerous team. They went right into Seattle and won.
Right.
Obviously the Kings weren't able to do that, so it's not easy to do. Miller, one of the best free throw shooters in the game, 91%. One of the best in history.
Barry in, and Indiana has the biggest lead of the half. He gets so spoiled after the home games with Seattle, Charlotte, Philly, and Phoenix. You expect that type of environment every night, and It's not there tonight, and as you said, Jerry, give a lot of credit to the Indiana Pacers.
Well, you just have to. I mean, they simply, this is exactly the way Isaiah Thomas drew it up on the board.
Yep.
Kings haven't made shots. Now, if they make shots, certainly things change, and that's why there's a second half.
31% are the Kings. And another turnover? No, Jason Williams gets it back. Weber now from the baseline. Yes. 22 for Weber. 8 seconds left. And now Indiana will use their 22nd timeout to set up the play.
What a gorgeous little penetrating move by Jason Williams. I mean, he simply just danced and created a lot of space for Chris Weber.
Then that would show Best. Travis Best, 5 seconds. Best. And that will do it. So the Kings trail going into the locker room. And Indiana takes a 9-point lead with them. But Chris Weber, 22 points and 15 rebounds. But Reggie Miller and company have the lead. Williams, Christie, Weber, Divac, Stojakovic. And for Indiana, Jalen Rose, Reggie Miller, McKee, Perkins, and O'Neal. Well, no passing in that first set.
Well, Jermaine O'Neal wanting to go one-on-one against C-Webb in low. Turns to that right-hand half hook. Nice move, but didn't get it to fall.
I'm sure Isaiah Thomas told his team, look out, Sacramento's going to come out with an onslaught here to try to get their crowd into the game. And Stojakovic, oh, what a job. He bats it off the knee of Derek McKee, 6 to shoot.
Well, that's really a good hustle play by Peja Stojakovic. Really saved errant play.
6 to shoot. Williams gets by Miller. Sets up Weber. Well, Chris Weber not able to buy a basket now after the red-hot first quarter.
Yeah, and like I say, he's probably hasn't made more than one perimeter shot. Of his 10 baskets, probably 9 have been, follow shots, dunks, drives.
So we played a minute 10 without any points here in the third. Jason. Oh, what a setup to Chris.
Well, that's just a beautiful play. Jason Williams using his quickness. Reggie Miller's going to have a tough time staying in front of Jason, so you really would like to see him try to penetrate more. Go at him, create some situations as he did there for C-Webb. Let C-Webb take it and finish.
52-45, the bump, no, and 2 free throws upcoming. Christie has just picked up his 4th foul.
Now watch Jay Will, just goes right by Reggie Miller, just a nice, beautiful drop-off pass, C-Webb, the great catch and finish. Another look, gets by C-Webb's screen, drop-off play, sees C-Webb open, and of course if C-Webb's going to the basket, nobody has better hands in the league, and he's going to finish. But I think the key to the play was the penetrating ability of Jason Williams. If you've got Reggie Miller on Jason Williams, Jay Will has got to make him pay.
4th foul, as we mentioned, on Christie. Christie, not a good line tonight. 18 points, or 18 minutes rather. No field goals, no free throws, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 4 fouls.
Yeah, really been a non-factor. And here again, you got to give both Jalen Rose, Reggie Miller a lot of credit because they're outstanding defenders themselves. Sometimes people forget that.
54-45. And an illegal defense, that's the first of the game. Weber takes the opportunity to shoot, and that didn't fall, but he's just trying to find his rhythm right now. Isaiah Thomas today crediting the Kings' success to Doug Christie. He said that he's their real key in terms of their success this year.
I think there's a lot of truth to that.
Oh, an offensive foul on Chris. That looked like a flop. 2nd foul on Weber.
Well, Chris Webber's awfully strong. I don't know we're going to see. I don't know if he's quite this strong, but just a little bit of contact there. Certainly there was contact, but Jermaine O'Neal looked like he was shot.
Well, give O'Neal credit for getting the call.
Well, he's learning. That's part of being a veteran player.
Now a mismatch. Christie playing with 4 on O'Neal, and he does a nice job. O'Neal turns it over.
Jermaine O'Neal's got that great athleticism for 6'11". Sometimes he forgets that at 6'11" you just need to get somewhere. You don't need to get there in a hurry.
Boy, Webb's just ice cold.
Yeah, just another gorgeous drop-off pass, Jason Williams. See, Webb couldn't finish.
Third quarter action. Miller from downtown. And the Indiana Pacers have the 57-45 lead, biggest lead of the ball game.
And Reggie Miller just gets split seconds, all he needs.
Kings scored 66 points in the first half the other night against Phoenix. Here they have 45 in the third quarter. Well, maybe that gets Chris going.
Yeah,
26 for Weber.
I think you're right. I mean, it's like anybody. When you're missing shots, whether you're Reggie Miller, C. Webb, whoever, you just need to get a couple to go to get the stroke.
10 to shoot. Perkins is free. Weber challenged him, but he's out of bounds, and it will go back to Indiana.
Want to get a good look at Reggie Miller coming off screen. Look at him, come off the screen. He's just going to catch and shoot. Not many guys in the league can do that anymore. I mean, he is the best in this league at just what you call catch and shoot. Most younger players, they want to catch and go one-on-one. Now here's the last play. C. Webb gets a nice block, but steps out of bounds.
And Miller off the inbounds, and the Kings have 3 players, and they don't get the rebound. And folks, Perkins almost made him pay for it with a 3. Speaking of threes, Jason Williams misfires from beyond the 3-point line.
I don't think Jason really realizes how easy he could get by Reggie Miller.
O'Neal posting. Now the Pacers giving the Kings an opportunity here in the third to get right back in it.
Now that's what you got to do right there. Jason Williams saw Reggie Miller in front of him and said, "You're not going to be in front of me very long." You've got to make a 2-guard pay if you're a point guard for trying to defend you. You're supposed to be quicker and faster.
57-49. McKee, and he bangs it home on the second try.
Kings not doing a good job defensive rebounding again. Pacers getting too many opportunities.
59-49. Peja off the curl. And it's in and out. Miller with the board.
Good defense, Derek McKee. That was a tough shot by Peja.
Now Rose flips right back for Perkins. O'Neal with 6 to shoot. Miller. And Weber with the rebound. Jason again right around Reggie Miller. To Divac. And now it's Rose back the other way. And good foul by Jason Williams to prevent the basket by Derek McKee. I don't think Vlade Divac expected that pass at the other end of the court.
No, he didn't. Certainly didn't, and just kind of squirted the ball up there instead of shooting it. And C. Webb also had an easy look that I don't think he was expecting.
You know, to embellish your point, though, every single time Jason Williams gets the ball, he can beat Reggie Miller, and if he's not open for a layup, he can dish and pass. Hey, the new year is, of course, upon us, and that means new merchandise is still coming into the Kings Team Store. You can shop in the team store during the regular hours from 11 to 6. That's Monday through Friday.
Yeah, sometimes players have a tendency to forget or not pay attention to who's guarding them. And Reggie Miller's a good defender, but he's a good defender against 2 guards and small forwards. Simply doesn't have the quickness at 37 years old to stay in front of Jason Williams.
Nice passing. That's what happens when you move the basketball.
And that's the thing. Any 2 quick passes against pressure defense of any kind is going to get somebody open. You saw 2 quick passes there. You saw an easy shot.
10-point game. Rose, rebound Weber, his 19th.
Kings have the Pacers playing a lot of one-on-one basketball now.
Chris, 20 feet away. And Chris Weber says, let's hear it. Let's get the crowd going.
And the crowd responds. They're definitely starting to come into this game. Kings need some defensive stops.
Good defense. 5 to shoot for Miller. Miller from 2. Reggie Miller silences the crowd.
Well, how many thousand times has he done that in his career? With the shot clock running down, just shooting the ball with a lot of confidence.
Miller has 15. Weber from the baseline. Nope. Pacers by 10. They've got numbers. Pass too high for O'Neal. And he's down underneath the basket. Jermaine O'Neal still down on the court. Divac, who wants it? And O'Neal now gets up and says, here I am. Oh, he walked. They didn't call it. He took steps. And now the Kings throw it away on the made basket. They are absolutely sleeping out here tonight. They threw the ball away. They were going to call a timeout. Jason went to the bench. The ball was thrown to Jason, and he thought the team was going to call a timeout right after the made basket. Mills travel.
Good defensive sequence by the Kings. Really forced the Pacers, moved the basketball a lot, still couldn't get a shot. Vlade Divac stayed right with big Terry Mills and all of his head fakes.
Williams with the running right-hander.
Oh, love that move. Love that move.
Well, that is there all the time for Jason Williams. It really is.
Yeah, you know, that and just a little pull-up 12 and 15-foot jump shots. I mean, those are the things that Jay Will has got to start looking for out there because he can get them, and he's effective with those things.
Well, they pumped Reggie Miller. That was Hito Tokolu.
Now, watch Jay Will. Just stops on a dime, gives you 9 cents change, sees a shot blocker, a little loopity-loop. Another look here. Now, look, see Webb, a nice pick. See, just a little change of direction. Nice, smooth little runner. Ball sinks in finally.
10-point game. Rose off the curl. Rose. And a whistle for a 3-second violation.
Well, good defensive sequences down here the last 3 possessions. Pacers really having to work and still not getting a shot.
11th Indiana turnover. Jason, a good look from the top of the key.
Good look by Jay Will. Better pass from Chris Webber. Basically, Jay Will's guy left just for a brief second. C. Webb got him the ball.
65-57 and a Sacramento foul on Jason Williams. Another thing, with the way these guys run off screens and the way they call them now, you got to be very careful of that foul on Jason Williams away from the basketball.
Yeah, really, you just need to get on Reggie Miller's hip, stay there, just trail him. Just kind of try to get inside his jersey and be part of it.
Mills, no. Rebound, Stojakovic. Patient, can he get going? Rebound, Weber. Jason's got that little hop in his step right now, and that could be dangerous for the Indiana Pacers.
Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay. Jay Will is on the move.
A 6-0 Sacramento run, and a chance for more. Here they come. Crowd into it now. Hito takes a bump and a late call. Mills got him. No question about it, and that stops the clock with 2:29 left. So finally, some life from the Kings, and the fans react.
Well, certainly Isaiah Thomas making some changes because he sees the same things.
Divac. Vlade Divac. And it's a 4-point game, and here come the Kings.
Now, Travis Best being put in this lineup, true point guard. Really, he's been put in to defend Jason Williams as much as run this team. So Jay Will not have Reggie Miller on him now. He'll have to play against a better, quicker defender.
Oh, look at the young legs of Jermaine O'Neal.
Well, he really fooled Vlade on that. Little head fake got Vlade off his feet. Vlade knows better because he's not a shot blocker anyway. You got to stay down.
16 for O'Neal. Crozier cannot guard Divac, can he?
No.
Weber.
And that's why Rick Edelman has really decided he's picked his mismatches. He sees Crozier guarding Vlade Divac, Vlade too big and strong, which missed a shot, but Chris Webber right there to finish.
O'Neal against Weber, isolated. He walked. 12th Indiana turnover.
Well, this young Pacer team coming a little unglued. Kings putting good defensive pressure. Crowd putting good defensive pressure on this young team.
Sacramento down 12 earlier in this quarter. 8 to shoot. Weber against O'Neal. It's a 2-point game. And there was a whistle before the shot.
Reggie Miller really able to get Hedo Turkoglu kind of ensouled that foul a little bit. Hedo's really trying to ask, hey, what exactly did I do? I think what you did, Hedo, you just were in the area of Reggie Miller, and Reggie's Reggie.
A 12-2 run, and Miller with the Kings and the penalty to the line, and this normally means 2 points. Well, be sure and join Pacer Stojakovic tomorrow. He'll be in Folsom, the Raley's in Folsom at 718 East Bidwell. That's from 3 to 4. He'll sign autographs for the first 300 people in line, so go on out and meet Pacer tomorrow at the Raley's in Folsom. Can you believe it? He missed one. Oh, O'Neal gets the rebound. And a jump ball. O'Neal thought he was fouled, but a jump ball called with 49 seconds left.
I think that miss by Reggie Miller actually fooled everybody on the court. He's just so automatic up there. People weren't as ready as they should have been.
O'Neal against Weber. Sacramento 18-2 when they lead after 3. 3-6 when they trail after 3. And it's McKee. Miller. And it's a 5-point Indiana lead.
Well, Reggie Miller, momentum changer. Gets to the free throw line, gets the ball back. 3 points.
Jason. Not this time. Hedo with a big rebound, and he was fouled. Hedo Turkoglu fighting in. That is only the first foul in the last 2 minutes, so non-shooting. The Kings will inbound with 28 seconds left.
Very aggressive rebound, Hedo Turkoglu. Watch as the shot goes up. You'll see Hedo coming into your picture, right up over the top of Reggie Miller, in the middle of Reggie and Derek McKee.
Rick Edelman wants the team to use a lot of the clock here, not give Indiana a lot of time. 70-65, final seconds of this third quarter. Shot clock on your left. Weber. Chris Webber has awoken after a sluggish second quarter. Good defense on Best. And they're going to say no basket. No basket. And so the Kings 12 down. Close the gap to 3. All right, Miller, Best, Crozier, Rose, and O'Neal. John Barry will check in at the next whistle. A 3-point Indiana lead. Chance of defense here from 17,000. Shot clock at 2. Best sees it. And that's a 24-second violation because of good Sacramento defense. Now remember, the Kings have not allowed a team to score 20 points in the fourth quarter in their last 10 games.
And that's what it's going to take here tonight. Certainly, what we saw in the last 4 minutes of the third quarter, Kings defense really tightening, and it's continuing here. Certainly Travis Best, clock running down, could not get a good look against Bobby Jackson.
Well, we'll see now if Pacer Stojakovic can maybe heat up with Derek McKee on the Indiana bench. Jackson. Did Hedo get away with a foul? Maybe, but it didn't matter. They missed. Now look out, 3-on-1. Oh, Miller with a left wing 3. And it's out of bounds to Sacramento. The Kings dodged one there.
They sure did. Reggie Miller had exactly the shot he wanted. One thing Hito Turkoglu's got to do, even though he's a young player, he's turned down several open jump shots. You've got to shoot the basketball. If you don't want to shoot an open one, you're just not going to shoot anything.
And you won't stay in the game very long. Peja from 20. Just doesn't have it tonight. He's 2 of 8. Well, I'll tell you one guy that does have it, Chris Webber.
He has it every night. And Chris has got his points just like that, being opportunist, being aggressive around the basket. Really hasn't made his jump shot particularly well, but has been great around the basket.
70-69. And no, he'll have to earn it from the stripe. John Barry coming over. He got Jermaine O'Neal. Barry with a second. Folks, be sure and stop by McDonald's for your choice of 2 sausage McMuffin with egg sandwiches or 2 Big Macs for only $2.22. Only $2.22 because of McDonald's. We love to see you smile. And O'Neal misses the first.
Well, Jermaine O'Neal, not a good free throw shooter. Another part of his game that certainly will have to improve as he matures.
Misses both. Kings have not had the lead since early in the first quarter. It's 70-69, Indiana. Webber looking for the lead.
Great look by Chris Webber. Had a little jumper off the glass. John Barry coming right in, making an outstanding pass.
On the shot clock. Crozier. 4 to shoot. Offensive foul. And again, the Sacramento defense here in the fourth quarter really getting it going. 2 minutes, 2 seconds in. The Pacers have not scored.
And John Barry really showing a veteran player that he is. Gets position. He knows that he's going to take a little punishment there, certainly, and then he sells it even better.
Well, the Kings now with their second opportunity to take the lead as Indiana has turned it over 3 times here in the fourth quarter. Stojakovic, he's 2 of 8. He's due. Slapped away though. Remember the first 2.5 minutes of this fourth quarter as the Kings now squander another opportunity to take the lead. A 3-ball. Well, there it is, a 4-point Indiana lead.
Well, the Kings had 2 good opportunities to take the lead, weren't able to take advantage, and of course Austin Crozier made them pay that time.
Webber is double. Now they drop off. 10 to shoot. Off Peja, out of bounds.
Well, as you see the Kings cutters going through and Chris Webber has the ball, they need to cut through, but don't bring their men right to Chris. That time Hito Turkoglu brought his man right into the area.
Indiana 6 of 14 from beyond the arc, you saw. And now Rick Adelman wants a timeout. Well, the Kings had 2 chances to take the lead. And not only do they not take the lead, but Indiana builds the lead back to 6.
I really like this move by Rick Adelman. Gives the Kings a lot more quickness, even better defense. So he knows that's what it's going to take to get his team a chance at the lead.
John Barry was in the middle of passing, decided to shoot, and the indecision sends the ball to Indiana.
Yeah, that's one of those situations. If you leave your feet, you can't change your mind in the air. John probably had a look at the basket, should have made sure he took it.
And Barry off the steal. He has Jackson with him, and Travis Best with a smart foul. Best preventing an easy basket.
Now watch John Barry. He's going to anticipate this. He sees Crozier leaving his feet, and he knows that he's going to pass when he does that, and there's Travis Best. That's a good foul because John Barry or Bobby Jackson would have got a layup.
Webber, tough shot because he was fading away, but he gets it. Chris Webber, and it's a 75-71 game. And there's a foul called, and it is on Indiana. Travis Best, how about the hustle by Bobby Jackson?
Well, Bobby Jackson really caught Indiana Pacers asleep, hustled in there, got a steal. Now you watch as Chris Webber makes this shot over Jermaine O'Neal. Gets a nice arch because of O'Neal's defense, I think. Now watch Bobby Jackson. He's sneaking in there. Well, we don't see it on that replay, but he did. Take our word for it. Kings have the ball.
Webber against O'Neal. Jump poke, and he gets it. 2-point game. Reggie Miller, by the way, back in for Indiana.
Or Jermaine O'Neal just has to be a little shell-shocked right now trying to guard Chris Webber. And the key word there is trying to guard Chris Webber.
Yeah, he's got 40. Season high 40 points, career high in rebounds. Well, Christie has just picked up his 5th.
Well, he's in there for defense and defensive pressure, so Rick Adelbaum will probably leave him in there.
Chris Webber has scored the 6 points in the 4th quarter. Kings had 67 after 3. Best fakes the 3. Now it's Rose, and they beat the shot clock. Barry not able to corral, and a new 24-second shot clock. Christie and Rose. Christie playing with 5 personals. Rose and O'Neal with the left-hand putback. Rick Adelman thought the ball was in the cylinder, and he is furious. Rick Adelman thought the ball was in the cylinder. 4-point Indiana lead. Christie gets by 2 yellow jerseys, but he can't connect. He looked to draw the foul, and a 4-point Indiana lead, and they're back on the attack.
I think Derek McKee might have got a little part of that ball as well.
Big basket there, and the lead is 7. Boy, I'll tell you, give Indiana credit. Kings have been knocking at the door, and they won't let them in.
No, absolutely not. They keep fighting them off.
On the shot clock. Jason Williams will check in at the next whistle. Oh, look at O'Neal with the rejection. And O'Neal will go to the other end and shoot free throws. How about Jermaine O'Neal? Does it on the defensive end, draws the foul on the offensive side, and he'll shoot 2.
Here's Jalen Rose going to basket. Is Jermaine on the cylinder? It's hard to say from that angle. Now here's Jermaine O'Neal coming in from the weak side. Great block, great timing. One thing you see what Isaiah Thomas has switched defenders on Chris Webber. Derek McKee, now that Paige Stojakovic is off the floor, Derek McKee is taking Chris Webber and probably will be a much tougher defender on Chris than has anybody else.
Well, you can place your deposit Monday on your Monarch season tickets by calling 916-928-3650. You can see Ruthie and Yolanda, the gold medalists from the games in Sydney. That's the WNBA and the Monarchs. Call that number on Monday. Six minutes left. Pacers trying to hang on, and they do more than that. They have built the lead back to 9.
Well, Jermaine O'Neal's coming up big here in the last couple of minutes. But this is going to be a tougher matchup for Chris Webber. Derek McKee, much better defender.
And a foul before the penetration. 3rd team foul. 5:50 left, and that's a timeout. And Chris from 17. 82-75. Webber has 42. Well, we've seen some amazing individual performances the last week in this building, haven't we?
We sure have. I mean, it just has been spectacular.
Miller. Rebound, D-box.
Well, great defensive effort. John Barry really was into Reggie, bothered that shot. Now see what the Kings do. They got both big guys out high, rolling them down to the basket.
JB, no, it won't fall home for John Barry. And the rebound, O'Neal.
Great look by JB, just couldn't get it to drop.
7-point Indiana lead, 5 minutes left. And Rose to make it 84-75.
So Jalen Rose got Doug Christie's arms down just for a split second. That's all it took.
Jason, oh man, missed badly, and that is going to be a foul underneath on Chris Webber. That will allow Stojakovic to come in. Third foul on Webber, fourth team foul.
Yeah, that missed three by Jason came off so hard, I think it fooled just about everybody.
And an illegal defense. You know, you almost get the feeling here with 4:29 that the Kings are going to come back and steal this one. That the official now saying they made a mistake. Inadvertent whistle, but then Pacius is going to have to somehow get hot. He's only 2 of 8, and boy, they're going to need his long ball here.
Yeah, I think it's very similar to Vancouver game a few weeks ago up there when Page knocked in a couple of threes, because really the game around now, you almost have to make some threes somewhere in as part of your offense.
But they've got to stop the Pacers on this side of the court. 9 to shoot, best. And it does not look like it's going to happen tonight with that type of shooting.
Well, Travis Best, Jalen Rose, Reggie Miller all have made big shots here down the stretch.
The 11-point lead. Miller is guarding Stojakovic. Eight to shoot. And a foul called on Indiana's Tremaine O'Neal. Actually, it's on McKee on a reach-in.
It was Travis Best just trying to get a little space off the dribble. Just a quick little step back, jumps up, knocks it down.
Fourth team foul on Indiana. 4:02 left.
Travis Best really changes the team when he comes in, and usually for the better.
.86-77.
Chris Webber down low, unstoppable.
Kings had 2 chances to take the lead here in the fourth. They could not do it. The double on Rose. Best with 2 on the shot clock. He traveled. 3:31 left.
Plenty of time. Just a matter of stops, making shots for the Kings.
They're pulling another 4 down.
Which means Chris Webber low, if they can get him the ball down there.
Christie will look for the entry pass. Eight to shoot. Webber. Chris Webber. Kings are within 7.
One thing we're seeing is with Derek McKee on C-Web, they're not doubling. They're letting Derek McKee take him individually, which obviously is good for Chris.
Christie is fouled out. Doug Christie is gone. And with it, Indiana free throws. When we come back, Jalen Rose 2 of 3 from the line. Rose a very good free throw shooter at 88%. Rose taking his time. Well, if you hate traffic jams, don't miss Good Day Sacramento weekday mornings from 5:30 to 10. Tina McCua and Caltrans reporters will show you a better way to get to work. Only on UPN 31. Well, Rose, we told you, a great free throw shooter, but not that time. Eight-point lead for the Indiana Pacers.
Well, it's a type of game now where really the Kings almost have to get points on the board every trip.
Webber has scored the last 12 points for the Kings. Bebop's tip. They needed that one. And it's a 6-point game. 2.5 left. Now the defense needs to turn it up.
Well, a stop here and a score, and then the pressure gets right back on these young Pacers.
Five to shoot for Rose. Rose, step back 15-footer. Rebound, Jason Williams. Peja, one time, please. And it's a 3-point game.
As you said, one time for Peja, and certainly that's the kind of shooter he is.
First three-point field goal of the night. 17,000 on their feet. Oh, Peja with a foul. Jalen Rose to the line, 1:44 left. Rick Adams does not like that. He knows Peja made the mistake of reaching. You can't reach in a situation like this.
Now here's Peja getting a pass out from Jason Williams. Just steps back past that three-point line, gets it over the top, right in the middle. Hadn't had a lot of good looks. That was a great look.
Got to be careful on defense to reach.
Well, absolutely. You know, you're obviously in the penalty. You don't want to give them a chance to score points with the clock stopped.
And Rose, who missed one the last time, chances are he's not going to miss one here. Perkins coming in. It's 88-84. Minute 44 left.
Yeah, what Rick Adams is telling the team, you know, make them make shots and only give them one shot.
Kings with 2 timeouts and a 20. Indiana with 1 and a 20.
Thing sometimes players forget, the shot clock works for you.
Right.
It's 24 seconds, so, you know, you don't have to foul. You don't have to do anything. The clock will run down.
5-point Indiana lead. Weber. He's got 46. Weber. He's got 48.
Well, once Peja Stojakovic came in the game, and Derek McKee goes back on him, Sam Perkins back on C. Webb. So that's a nice matchup for C. Webb.
On their feet here at Arco. 89-86. Miller. O'Neal from the baseline.
That's what you want. You want Jermaine O'Neal shooting some 15-footers.
Chris Webber with a career-high 23 rebounds. Boy, John Barry's dying for the ball across the court. They didn't see it. Williams, tough shot. And a bad shot at that. That's a bad shot there.
And John Barry just sitting over there against with Sam Perkins matched up on him. No way was Sam going to be able to keep John from getting off a good shot.
Miller looking for the cane. Uh-oh, he was out of bounds. Reggie Miller was out of bounds. Timeout, Sacramento. Reggie Miller stepped out of bounds. 32 seconds left. Game's not over yet. Oh, what a big mistake by the veteran, Reggie Miller. Sacramento, the best record in the West, 21-8. Weber against O'Neal. The foul. Yes! Chris Webber! And the best thing about it, there's 28.4 seconds on the clock. And if they can make the free throw, the Kings can still get the ball back. Oh, boy.
Well, just an absolutely gorgeous play here by the coaching staff. Cleared out C. Webb against Jermaine O'Neal. Goes against the shot blocker, draws the contact, puts it soft up against the board, gets a basket, gets the foul call. Chance to tie the basketball
Weber with
game.
an even 50. 51. How about that? Back-to-back 50-point performances. It was Tony Delk on Tuesday. It's Chris Webber on Friday. Seconds. 5 to shoot for Rose. O'Neal, 2 to shoot. Kings pass the ball. What defense? Kings on a 14-3 run, the last 3:47. Here we go. Weber knocked away. Weber has time. At the horn, we'll go to overtime.
Well, the main thing now for the Kings, just keep the defensive intensity there. You know,
right.
You're going overtime, just get right back into the game you were playing.
And Indiana will get the first opportunity. John Barry has the assignment of defending Reggie Miller. There he is, right back to Best.
Well, a pretty good look by Travis Best, but he missed. One thing the Kings have been able to exploit, Jermaine O'Neal handling the ball. He's turned it over 6 times.
Williams! Oh, look at O'Neal with the rejection. Jermaine O'Neal. Oh, man. We talked about it in the open. That is his 5th block shot of this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about the young guy. You can see there's no question there's stardom there. It's just a matter of experience.
Divac. A little bit too hard. Vlade Divac could not get it to fall.
Well, it was a nice move by Vlade. He was able to go right up under Jermaine O'Neal, but couldn't get it to fall.
Boy, that was a bad-looking shot by Jalen Rose.
Looked like the ball slipped a little bit.
Kings looking for their first lead since the early point of the second quarter. Weber. Berry splits the defense. Oh, that's goaltending. And the Kings, Terry, have taken the lead for the first time since it was 28-27.
What a great move by John Berry. Watch him split the defense here. Go right between Miller, McKee, and there's Jermaine O'Neal. Now, see, Jermaine doesn't think that's goaltending, but if you can't goaltend 1 foot in front of the basket, it'll never come down. It's got to be goaltending.
Absolutely. There's absolutely no question. Miller passes up the shot to McKee. And the Kings are rebounding the basketball.
Well, it's one and done, and that's what you have to have. They're playing great individual defense, team defense, but if you don't get the ball back, it doesn't mean much. They're getting the ball back.
91-89. Berry. JB from 16. And Weber fouling Travis Best in the backcourt.
Well, John Berry really upset about not getting a foul call, and I really believe he did get fouled. I mean, not that he couldn't have made that shot anyway. Here he comes off the screen. Now, he gets bumped from behind by Reggie Miller. That did affect the shot. That really should have been called. No question about C. Webb's foul.
91-89, Sacramento with the lead here in overtime. Miller. Knocked away by Weber. And Berry saves it. What defense?
John Berry, a little bit of everywhere. Great instincts. Kings need a hoop. This would take a lot of the wind out of the sails of the Pacers.
Divac against O'Neal. Divac.
Vlade upset. Boy, he's had 2 gorgeous moves in there. Up and unders, but can't get them to fall.
Rose, 10 to shoot. Here comes the double team. Best 4 to shoot. Travis Best, a long 3. And look at the defense again. The defense has been stupendous here in the last 6 minutes.
Absolutely. Each individual is doing his part as man, and then you're getting good team help. Jay Will that time, outstanding defense.
Who's going to make the basket for Sacramento to widen this margin? 91-89. 5 to shoot. 4 on the clock. Jason, he's going to have to fire. Stojakovic!
What you'd probably like to get here is a 3-point shooter on the same side of Chris Webber. Keep the defense spread.
Weber. Good Indiana defense, a 3-on-1. And we are tied. Oh, Indiana. Give them a lot of credit for staying in this basketball game. 91-91.
Well, Kings have had several good opportunities. Of course, so have the Pacers.
And now Indiana can take the lead with 1:20 left. And they do. Timeout, Sacramento. 93-91 for this gutsy Indiana Pacers team. 1:17 on the clock. Weber's got 51 points. 10 to shoot. And no. Who wants it? And a whistle. Divac hits the floor hard. Bennett Salvador calling the foul on Indiana. Jermaine O'Neal has picked up his 5th.
Now here's a great look. C. Webb, nice half hook over the top. Look, just won't go in. There's Vlade O'Neal fighting for it. C. Webb back after it. Loose ball. Here's Vlade going after it. Look at O'Neal, just takes his legs out. Could be a clip. but definitely a foul. Here's the whole sequence. A lot of activity here, a lot of contact. These guys are going after it. That's a nice shot. C-Webb just doesn't get a break. Look at C-Webb back after it. And there's Lottie hustling, and there's your foul.
All right, JB. Barry. Give and go! Oh, man, what a rejection. The Indiana Pacers with great defense. Barry thought it was goaltending right underneath the basket. We'll have to wait to get another look at that one. Now the Kings have to get the stop defensively.
Well, you got to forget that play and play this one.
Reggie Miller, he lives for this moment. Miller off balance. Oh, out of bounds off Weber, but a 24-second violation. The ball never hit the rim. Are they going to put 1 second on the shot clock? The ball did not hit the rim, Jerry. Chris Webber did not have possession. That should be a 24-second violation. Correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't see the ball hit the rim.
It did not hit the rim. I think they're giving 1 second because it went out of bounds before the shot clock.
1 second on the 24-second clock. 1 second and a full timeout. And they get the ball to the man they want, Jalen Rose, and 2 seconds left. So Jalen Rose needs to make 2 to win the ball game.
If he makes both, it's over.
Yep. And Jalen Rose tonight, 5 of 7, but he's an 89% shooter on the year. Well, the Kings are still alive.
Still have a chance. 2 seconds. There's enough time. You got it, but one thing you can't go to sleep here is don't go to sleep on this rebound. If he misses another one, you have to have possession and get a timeout.
Two seconds left. He missed it. Timeout. Can you believe this game? 1.7 seconds left. Peja, oh, good look. And it's blocked. And that's the ball game. It's all over. Indiana wins it. Indiana wins it.
No, I think they've said there's some time left.
Well, even if there's a fraction, that's not enough time. They're going to put 0.2 of a second left. There's no way they call that a foul. They're putting two. The fans think they're calling 2 shots, but no, they're putting 0.2 of a second on it. Well, it looks like Sacramento is going to lose for the 9th time, barring a miracle, and they almost got it. That was unbelievable. That was very close. And had that ball gone in, it would have counted, says Hugh Hollins. Well, the Pacers get a big victory, Jerry, and the Kings lose for the 3rd time at home, and all their losses in this building this season have been in overtime.